a podcast that talks about music, movies, sports, and news. To know the people, promoting and sharing with the world a beautiful story. This is Frail Fragments Monster Closet. Hey, this is the Monster Closet, episode 169. It's Friday, September 19th, 2025. This is the Monster Closet again. We're here with Kevin Estrella. He's Monster Closet alumni, guitarist, songwriter, brains behind Pyramids on Mars, the band from Hamilton. We had the pleasure of playing with him last week at Doors Pub in Hamilton alongside Mr. Mule, Frail Fragment as a three-piece. It was a really cool night of music. I think that the bar was set high, man, from the beginning to the end. The place was vibing for sure the whole night. I mean, I was pleasantly surprised by all the bands. I think they brought it. Kevin, thank you for joining us once again. How are you, brother?
Glad to be here. I'm doing great, Len. Thanks for having me here. Yeah, that was a fantastic show. It was the energy from the very beginning was great, and all the people that were coming up from the bar and dropping in, and the audience just kept getting bigger and bigger as the night went on. It was great.
Yeah, man. Yeah, your guitar playing was impressive, but I was kind of reading between the lines because between songs you were talking about like alien life form and connecting to something, and my drummer, Mike, came up to me after the show and he said kind of you guys had a little conversation. It was interesting. So I felt like there was, to people are very interesting and, there's different layers to people. But I wanted to bring you back to say that, first off, congratulations on Pyramids on Mars. That's a great fucking project that you have working. You're a great guitarist. I mean,
thank you.
Great music. You guys are doing what you do. And, but where did your name come from? Pyramids on Mars? That's question number one. Or why did you decide to name your band Pyramids on Mars? And hold on, I'm going to put on my sunglasses for this response because this is where we're going to go into this.
Oh, we're going to get deep. I can see that we're getting pretty deep. And it's not what people think it is. People have no idea. So buckle up, Buttercup. So the name Pyramids on Mars actually came from, there's a drummer, his name is Virgil Donati, who was part of a band called Planet X, and he auditioned for Dream Theater when Dream Theater was looking for a new drummer. Anyway, he's from Australia, and his solo album, Serious Young Insects, there was a song on that album called Pyramids on Mars, and I thought it was absolutely brilliant for a name for a band, and it was it was appropriate for what it was that I was doing. So I was still in a band at the time, and I thought that if I ever had a solo project, that Pyramids of Mars would be it. So after my former band, Shatter Instinct, broke up, many years later, I created Pyramids of Mars in 2011. And the reason for that was to use that as a catalyst to help teach about the extraterrestrial presence here on Earth that's been here for millions of years. But there's a lot more to it. It would be a couple years after I created Pyramids of Mars when something incredible was about to happen. And that was in August of 21st of 2014 here in Hamilton when an interdimensional ship flew across my backyard. And it was a disc. It was glowing orangish red like coals, and it moved across my backyard. It was at 10:30 at night. It was like I had just put my kids to bed, 10:30 at night, go onto my deck, and within 5 seconds of me getting onto my deck, what appeared from behind my neighbor's tree over on the right-hand side was this ship, and it was only 100 yards away. It was flying over our subdivision. And at the first, I didn't know what it was I was looking at, because it was glowing like coals, like orangish red, like coals, and it had this plasma stream that was going off the top and bottom of it, it looked like mist. So at first I thought it was a meteor that was coming into Earth's atmosphere, but then I realized, wait a second, no, that's only hovering above our subdivision. That's just 100 feet off the ground. And I was completely freaked out. and I had never seen a physics of what this thing was playing. And it went across my backyard, and then it turned and went towards Bimbrook. But then as it moved away, that light stream that it had disappeared, and all I was looking at was a black object that was like a football shape, and it was completely black. So it was, you can see plasma streams on the side of things, but when they turn, that plasma stream disappears. So I reported the whole thing to MUFON, the Mutual UFO Network, and they did a full investigation on it. And in fact, actually, the first UFO conference in Brantford in 2015, their presentation was on my UFO sighting. So when I got to the UFO conference, and I met up with Stu Bundy, who had taken my report, he said, "Oh my God, I'm so glad you're here. We're doing a presentation on you tomorrow." And I'm like, "Why?" I said, "Because your case is one of the most authentic cases we came across." So there's a lot more to what's going on here. That's just the tip of the iceberg. The truth is that this was my intention with Pyramids of Mars was to raise the consciousness of people about the ET presence with my music. And that was actually part of a soul contract, pre-birth contract, because I work with a group of extraterrestrials called the Ponte, who have an information station in Albuquerque, New Mexico, under the Sandia Mountains. They're called the Ponte. I've been working with them since 2016, and they visit here on a regular basis. For the audience to see who they are, I will show you. 1 second.
Hold on, Mike. Can you mute your mic? Is it possible?
So These are the Ponte. These portraits are done by Stu Walker, who is the telepath for the Ponte. They contacted her back in 2015. I ended up working directly with them. Tilton is the commander of the information station. This is Kira. Her specialty is actually, she is an expert in the tonal language of the cetacean, the whale. Chini, she wrote the telepathy primer. So if you want to learn telepathy, go to officialfirstcontact.com and you can download the free telepathy primer. It's available in 17 different languages. This is Trudy. She's public relations. This is also another portrait of Trudy.
So you drew
So was that. Stu Walker, she's the telepath for the Ponte. She's a professional telepath who's worked with the CIA, FBI, and she's helped with, it's like she's a psychic. She's a professional psychic, and she helped with cases of missing persons, and she's actually on TV as well. So, yeah, these are what the Ponte look like.
Dude, you got like
And
crazy fucking, you got some crazy shit in your house. That's amazing, man.
It gets more than that. It's pretty nuts around here. But as I said, like, the rabbit hole goes very deep. They visit here on a regular basis. I'm not kidding. They love to actually stop by and bump the back of the couch while I'm playing my video games. They're here several times a week. They also have gotten into the habit of taking chalk and they draw stuff on my walls. So my whole place is covered in chalk drawings from them just goofing off and being playful. So, I've been, they call it alien abductions. I've been picked up by the Ponte, I would probably say at least probably 4 dozen times, if not more. And the reason I would know that this happened is because I would find strange things in my bed. Like, my bed would be covered in red dust sometimes. Sometimes there'd be black obsidian sand underneath me, or other sand, or sometimes organic material that's unknown. And so I would collect these things, put them into bags, and put the date of when these took place. I'm also the host of Pyramids of Mars UFO Radio on the Artist First Network, which has millions and millions of listeners. My show has been listened to probably like 1 million times, and it's been around for 9 years. You look like you have a question.
No. I'm just gonna put your link up when I have it. It's gonna be right here. Like, for those who want to check it out. Yeah. That's awesome, man. I'm gonna definitely check it out too. That's crazy.
So yeah, it's funny. I wasn't expecting you to ask the big question, but yeah, when we talk about what's the relationship between your music and aliens, it's beyond what you can even imagine. So my music is, the other thing about my music is that there are elements to my music that are things, they're teachings from them. And that comes into telepathic storytelling. So they told me many years ago that, Kevin, do you realize music can be communicated at a telepathic level? And I said I had no idea. And they basically were telling me that I was already doing it, but I wasn't consciously aware of it. So for the last several years, they have worked with me for me to be able to carry my music on that emotional wavelength of telepathy. And the Ponte can hear me back at their information station in New Mexico telepathically. They hear me when I'm playing my guitar. Even if I'm practicing, I have groupies. They're a bunch of Ponte girls. And they're called the Las Estrellitas, which is, my last name is Estrella. Estrellita is little stars. And so they call themselves Little Stars. They're like my fan group. In New Mexico. Yeah, not kidding. Yeah, the Ponte girls. And they're very pretty. Trust me. They are very beautiful, these girls. As you see, like you saw Judy, like they're beautiful. And they will sometimes just like tune in and listen to me telepathically while I'm practicing my guitar. They can do that. I don't know how they do it, but they just do it.
So why do they want to, what do they want from you? Like what do they want from us? What do they want from you?
Their purpose with me is I'm here. We are in the process of official first contact. So as you probably have made be paying attention, the United States in the last several years has already admitted that UFOs are real. They've showed on TV multiple times of them tracking UFOs. I mean, the most recent one was just last week where they showed a UFO that they fired a Hellfire missile at it, and it literally just bounced off it. It didn't do anything. So the Congress has been talking about UFOs continuously for the last several years, and the world's just like sleeping, not even paying attention, which is just amazing. It just blows my mind that they've come out and say, guys, UFOs are real, aliens are real, and the whole world is asleep. It's like they're too busy on their phones.
I think they announced that when it was like a lockdown, right? They're like, oh, by the way, like don't talk to anybody. Don't talk to anybody. Be scared. And by the way, there's UFOs. But let's move on.
That's it. Yeah, they mean CNN and MSN. They all played it on the same day. It was all coordinated. But they showed this tic tac on the screen, and you could hear, the guy in the jet pilot saying, "Look at that! Wow!" And they showed it on TV. And what happened? The world snoozed. They didn't even pay attention to it.
So,
the Ponte they're trying to. Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry. No, you go ahead. The Ponte, you're trying to do what?
Okay. They are in the process of official first contact and trying to do it in a way that's not going to scare people. So official first contact was actually supposed to happen in the fall of 2021. So that's when a 50-year agreement had come to an end. It was a contract between different star nations. We won't call them aliens, we call them star nations. That's like how the indigenous call them. And several groups of government on the earth. The government gave them 50 years. No, the ETs gave us 50 years to be able to prepare us for official first contact. That expired in 2021, but because of everything that was going on at that time with COVID, and they're monitoring a lot of things here on the planet, that they were not able to do it officially. And so they decided to do it differently and have a lot more UFO sightings. So that's why you're seeing so much in the news of people reporting UFOs over cities. And it's like every day you turn around and people are seeing UFOs, reporting UFOs, and most people just think that they're drones, and they're still not paying attention. So how long does this have to go on before people start to realize they're trying to say, hello, we're here, we're trying not to scare you, can we come down and talk, we meet?
So these aliens, these aliens aren't trying to kill us. They're trying to embrace us and evolve and to learn from us and to what want from us?
They think that we're at a point now where we are able to make contact with them. And the other reason, and this is the biggest one, is because we're going to need their help. The Earth is in the midst, we are right in the middle of an extinction level event. So if you've been paying attention to what's going on with the sun, there's energies, the sun is acting up, and we are getting hit with CMEs all the time. We also our geomagnetic field, the belt that holds around the Earth, has been collapsing tremendously faster and faster. And when these CMEs are hitting, now we're starting to see northern lights as low as Florida and Venezuela, which, if you follow the indigenous peoples of the United States for hundreds of years, thousands of years, they said one of their warnings is when you see the northern lights down this low, it's time to go underground, because these events have happened in the past, okay, where the sun will give off a micronova that will, if we're lucky, it may just knock out all electronics permanently. Everything fried, fucking gone.
It's gonna be an apocalypse within 3 months.
That's on the good side. That's if we're lucky. The worst side is it doesn't matter what side of the Earth you're facing. If the sun sneezes hard enough directly in our way, it's a complete entire planetary reset. Everything on the surface of the entire planet gone. That's a worst case scenario.
So these aliens here are here to help us.
They're here to help us.
And my one more
right.
question. Do you believe in God? Is God consciousness? Is there a consciousness? Do these aliens kind of, is there a consciousness? Do you believe in God?
Do aliens believe in God?
Yeah, do you believe in God?
Do I believe in God, or do they believe in God?
Do you believe in God?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
I do, but I believe the Ponte. I believe more of the Ponte of what they say. So, God, they call it the All. So we are all part of the All source. We are all one collective conscious. The Ponte, because they are a telepathic star nation, they are closer to God than we are, because they all communicate telepathically. So they already know that we all share the same consciousness, and we're able to communicate, and we are all one. Everything is one. So there's no separation. There's no, man sitting in the clouds, judging you like that, and if you're a bad boy, you're going to go to hell, and if you're a good boy, you're going to go to heaven. No, that's not how it works. We are all part of one consciousness of Creator Source. They're trying to teach us that so that we treat everyone like ourselves, just like Jesus tried to, because we are all one, and it's all oneness, and then that's how they see everything. So they call God the All.
Kevin, I'm sorry. Mike and Kevin. Mike, if you want to turn your mic on now, we can. I don't want to keep you for long. I'd like to keep it around 20 minutes. There's a lot of information here that Kevin Estrella has given us. And man, you're an amazing guy. I hope, my hope is we do more shows together. My hope is you come back on the Monster Closet and educate the people once again. This was mad interesting, man. Thank you so much for your time and putting yourself out there. I know you're a busy guy. Check out Pyramids on Mars. They're a really great band. I mean, check out Kevin Estrella. He's a really interesting guy. Thank you, Mike, for putting this guy back on the table, Kevin on the table, and telling me he has a whole different kind of gear to him. And wow, was this a pleasant surprise? And thanks again, guys. This is the Monster Closet, episode 169, Friday, September 19th, 2025. FrailFragment.com. Keep it locked. Thanks again. Peace.